Academy of Art University's Urban Nights Update is next. Coming up, the protests against Donald Trump and how people are showing their unhappiness without demonstrating.
A new side of Tijuana, Mexico you probably don't know about. It's not just a tourist spot for fun anymore.
How the new cigarette tax in California will affect smokers and even those who don't.
And the artwork all around the Bay Area that starts with just a little piece of tile. All of that and more next on Urban Nights Update.
Hello, and thanks for tuning in to Academy of Art's Urban Nights Update. With me is Jade Evans. I'm Noah Daniels. A group of Navajo youth is traveling to San Francisco to sit in at a hearing scheduled for this Friday. The problem, a coal plant in Arizona has caused pollution overlooking Navajo territory for several decades. The emissions of nitrogen oxide from this plant have been causing visible damage to the surrounding area and people, like haze and asthma. The Navajo Nation Youth Group will be filling rows at the courtroom simply to show the faces that this plant is affecting.
San Francisco city officials are declaring the city is keeping its 27-year-old sanctuary city law in the wake of Donald Trump's election. Throughout his campaign, Trump has made many promises to deport as many as 3 million undocumented people, and the Bay Area alone is home to nearly 500,000 of those immigrants. Following his election, San Francisco officials have reiterated that it is retaining the sanctuary policy. Trump has promised to cut all federal funding to sanctuary cities that are refusing to share sensitive information about these immigrants. Mayor Ed Lee, along with other cities' representatives, are also in the process of creating a letter to be sent out to parents who have children in the school district, containing frequently asked questions and resources. Although Donald Trump won the electoral vote, the number of people opposed to his victory reflects his loss in the popular vote. Maria Meza has more on the people who can't accept what's happening.
Many gathered together under the rain to protest against President-elect Donald Trump and his political program. From kids to adults, they all met at Civic Center to express their emotions and efficacy. Noel Chartman tells us why protesting is a way for her voice to be heard.
I think it's pretty evident. I don't like the direction this country is going. I'm terrified. I'm not a citizen. I'm a legal alien here, but the thing is, Trump wants to eliminate the H-1B visa, which is the visa my family and I came here with. And for me to say that I support Trump and those policies means that I want to turn away people like me who have come here for a better future, and that's not what I'm here for.
Just like Noel Chartman, many other people came to protest in the city of San Francisco. But is protesting the only good thing that can make everyone else's voice be heard?
According to the DenverPost.com, there are many things people should do instead of protesting that are safer and can make a change. Andrea Osuna tells us another way she is making a difference instead of protesting.
I signed a petition that will make Hillary Clinton the president in December 19th. Well, hopefully will make the president. Because the Electoral College is still open, people can still vote to who they want as the president of the United States, and I encourage everybody to do so, because I don't want a president who's racist, sexist. It's just not my type of role model, and hopefully people can sign it. And I mean, it's a way to be heard instead of protesting. I feel like it's a much better way to actually make a difference.
To sign the petition, go to change.org/electoral college. In San Francisco, I'm Maria Meza for Urban Nights Update.
Answer Coalition initiated this protest in March. Now they are also planning to have a rally on January 21st from 12 to 3 p.m. to resist Trump's occupation inauguration. The rally would take place in Frank Ogawa Plaza in Oakland. There is still no word on when the anti-Trump protest would end. However, social media is suggesting other ways to protest besides demonstrating. They include boycotting stores and retailers that carry Trump products, and getting active in politics now to avoid a Republican majority in both houses of Congress in 2 years.
Many immigrants and undocumented people are worried about the impact of Trump's presidency and policies. Maria Meza joins us for an interview with a Latino student who talks about the effect on him and his family.
I'm here with Ricardo Mendoza. So Ricardo, watching the election, how do you feel about Donald Trump winning?
I thought it was pretty crazy that somebody so radical could win, who kind of degrades Muslims or Latinos or women especially, and it was pretty crazy how I guess half of the country could vote for somebody who talks and thinks like that.
Mm-hmm. So you are a Latino that was born here, and your parents were born in Mexico, right? Correct?
Yeah.
Trump said, I don't think children who are born here to illegal parents should have citizenship. What do you think when he said those type of things?
Well, I feel like I was pretty much raised here, and I feel like an American. Just like kind of the same way how I feel like a Mexican, but I've grown up my whole life here, and I've grown to love this country, who has offered me these great opportunities to, that I've had. I've met a lot of great people here, and in order for him to tell me I'm not American or that, I don't know, it just feels wrong, because that's all I've really ever known.
So have you participated in any of the protests going on?
Yeah, I went to a protest here downtown, I believe it was on Saturday, and I saw a lot of women's rights groups, Muslim advocates, and along with Latino groups who were just talking about how we could have somebody like Trump being a president. He's supposed to be an image to a lot of the countries around the world, because we are one of those superpowers, and when they look to us and they see somebody who kind of degrades women, Latinos, Muslims, and other groups, it's a disgrace. And to me, I don't think he deserves that title in order to be somebody so high and powerful, but yet be so disrespectful towards people.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you for being here. Now let's go back to the studio.
Thanks, Maria. Donald Trump has called out yet another TV reporter. This time it's Latino reporter Jorge Ramos from Univision. Trump stated that once he takes the office, he plans to fire Ramos for slandering him and his overall lack of support throughout his campaign. He proceeded to threaten to shut down the station if they refused to fire Ramos, which has resulted in extreme backlash from the country due to Ramos' status as the most trusted Latino reporter on TV. Univision has released a statement saying that it stands behind Ramos and that his job is not in jeopardy.
When you think of Tijuana, Mexico, you used to think of wild times, lots of alcohol, in short, a big party weekend. But as reporter Natalie Morga found out, U.S. citizens are now crossing the border for health reasons, and it's a trend that's gaining momentum.
Tijuana, Mexico, just across the border from San Diego, was a refuge for Hollywood pleasure seekers during the Prohibition, and then came decades as a playground for hard party people. But times are changing. While politicians debate what needs to be fixed with the U.S. healthcare system, a new industry is gaining steam just across the border in Tijuana. Mike Gasparo lives in San Diego, but he managed Dr. Dalia's dental care procedures in Tijuana. Most of their customers are Americans.
What we do is we facilitate patients throughout North America who want to save on the cost of medical procedures and dental procedures. We're able to bring them here to Mexico and save upwards to 70% on comparable treatments that they might have near their home in the USA or in Canada.
Websites like Medical Departures can accommodate not only a doctor appointment, but also they help you to book your airplane ticket and your hotel room. Juan Carlos Rodriguez, the Hotel Pueblo Amigo manager, says 50% of their capacity are just medical tourists.
El porcentaje es para trabajos dentales y lo demás en cirugías plásticas, de la banda gástrica, tratamientos para huesos, para cáncer, etc.
People come to Tijuana not just to see the doctors, but also they can get cheaper medicines in places like this one.
The the number of people seeking medical treatment is expected to rise even more. The Mexican government expects it will rise to roughly 700,000 visitors by the year 2020. In Tijuana, Mexico, I am Natalie Morga for Academy of Art University Urban Nights Update.
For more information, visit medicaldepartures.com.
A new study shows that smoking marijuana may lead to a heart condition. The American Heart Association recently recognized a study linking marijuana use to TVRB, or the sudden weakening of the heart muscles later in life. TVRB commonly mimics symptoms of heart attack. However, the symptoms are usually temporary. Researchers also conclude that none of the patients who participated in the study died from the heart condition, so marijuana use is not linked to death. It seems that new information regarding marijuana is released every day. But how much do you know about the recent legalization of marijuana in California? I went out to find more. In the 2016 election, California became one of the 8 states who legalized recreational marijuana use. Medical marijuana is legal in 26 states and the District of Columbia, but for those who do not have a medical marijuana card, obtaining the right to smoke is difficult. So now that Californians have the right to light up recreationally, what changes will be made to our society and the accessibility of weed? Former Oregon and Washington resident Alexa Simcock knows what it's like to live in a state that has legalized the drug.
And it wasn't until college that I was able to actually go into a dispensary, and they were all over campus. They actually saw more dispensaries than actual liquor stores, because in Oregon you can't buy your liquor in the grocery store, so people were oh, dispensaries, people kind of started choosing weed and getting joints and that stuff versus actual drinking.
While it took California 20 years to legalize the use of marijuana recreationally, lawmakers say that the law will still take a little longer to be fully in place. So what can you do now? After the law was passed on November 8th, if you are over 21 in California, you may possess, use, and share up to an ounce of marijuana or marijuana products at a time, as long as you're not in public. As for being able to walk into a dispensary without your medical marijuana card, lawmakers hope that buying marijuana will be as easy as buying a bottle of wine by January 2018. For those of us who live in the Bay Area, simply walking into a dispensary with your California ID could happen as soon as mid-2017 due to the progressive marijuana culture. States that have legalized recreational marijuana on average have generated millions of dollars in revenue, and officials hope that California will follow suit. In San Francisco, I'm Noah Daniels for your Urban Nights Update. To find out more about recreational marijuana laws, you can go to governing.com and click on your state. We all know that marijuana can have medical benefits for humans, but what about our pets? Recently, more and more pet owners have been turning to cannabis products high in CBD, a compound in marijuana that provides pain and anxiety relief rather than a high, to relieve their pets of anxiety, arthritis, and cancer. These pets aren't rolling joints, but rather being treated with cannabis oils, tinctures, and most recently, dog treat edibles, cleverly named treatables. Owners who have used this method claim that their pets look and feel better almost immediately.
With Donald Trump's impending presidency, many people are worrying about their health care being interrupted. After he repeatedly proclaimed that Obamacare will be appealed, 8,000 people called the White House to see how their Medi-Cal will be affected. After millions of people signed up for health care insurance for the year of 2017, Trump spoke out and said that people with pre-existing conditions will be guaranteed access to medical benefits, and children can stay on their parents' medical until 26 years old. It remains to be seen what the Trump version of healthcare will look like. Cigarettes have been known to cost an arm and a leg, but with Prop 56 being passed, it may change the history of tobacco. Jackson Alper has more on the story.
Gentlemen, pack of Reds, please. $3.60. New tax on a new warning.
For those of you who haven't heard, Prop 56 has been passed. But what does that mean exactly? That means all tobacco products, from cigarettes to dip, will now be taxed an extra $2.
It's going to affect it quite drastically, honestly. It will be, they're going to have mad people such as the smokers themselves who have to pay extra, who are already paying an arm and a leg for a pack of cigarettes. But it's going towards something really helpful to further to further everything else. Like if a child is sick, they're doing it towards medical science to help them further information on stuff that they don't know, just to help fund.
And the revenue from this tax is going to be used to help tobacco use prevention, healthcare, medical research, and law enforcement.
Since Prop 56 has been passed, it could affect thousands of families in the state of California. But will it affect the people in the city of San Francisco more? Stephen Kite has more.
Well, so I feel that it's going to have a really detrimental impact on the lowest income people in this state, because it's a very aggressive tax that actually hurts people who are of low income. However, the revenue generated from it is directed at, scientific research, which is a really good thing because we don't have enough money directed in that direction. So, given that, I voted for it despite smoking myself and understanding that my cigarette prices are going to go up rather dramatically. That being said, it is a very regressive program and it is going to hurt a lot of people.
While we wait and see what Prop 56 will do to the state of California, I guess the next big thing we will have to be waiting for is the tax on legalized marijuana. This has been Jack Snaubert here in San Francisco for your Urban Nights Update.
For more information on Prop 56, visit voterguide.sos.cal.gov and search for Prop 56.
The Los Angeles Lakers is not only one of the most popular teams in the NBA, but also among the Latinos in the area. The Latino population is estimated as 48% in Los Angeles County. Meanwhile, 42% of Latino fans attend the games, according to ESPN information. This has led the Lakers team to develop a Spanish broadcast where fans can get their news about the team and also broadcast the games in Spanish. The NFL's game of the Oakland Raiders and the Houston Texans had some unexpected results on Monday Night Football in Mexico. The stadium was painted in black when the Raiders arrived at the Azteca Stadium to play against the Texans in Mexico City. When the big NFL game began, the U.S. national anthem was met with respect. However, Mexican fans started to chant a homophobic slur that is usually used in soccer games to distract the opposing goalkeeper during his goal kicks. ESPN says that it also acknowledges the problem and will discuss the problem with FIFA. Natalie Morga has other sports news for us.
We have a full week of sports events in the Bay Area, but first, time to see what's happening with the San Francisco Giants during this offseason. The San Francisco Giants bullpen was heavily criticized during the 2016 campaign, and now the Giants are looking for someone who can come in the 9th inning and pose legitimate threats. Here are my 5 predictions. Number 1, Kenley Jansen. Jansen may flee from the aging Dodgers, especially if someone is willing to pay. The Giants will have a bit of salary space to work with, and they will benefit greatly from this signing. Number 2, Mark Melancon. And he might be a little bit more team-friendly as far as salary space, and that might be intriguing to the Giants, who will be looking to add a heavy-hitting left fielder. Number 3, Jonathan Papelbon. He had a great first half. However, his fight with Bryce Harper in 2015 and his rough second half of this season might make him a risky candidate. This might lower his cost, and if the Giants are unable to sign Jansen or Melancon, they will be smart to see what Papelbon can do for their bullpen. Number 4, Derek Law. He's already a Giant, but it will be unlikely for him to start the next season as the Giants' closer, unless they are unable to sign someone to fill that duty this offseason. And number 5, Aroldis Chapman. Chapman will be likely to return to the World Series champions, the Chicago Cubs, but if the Giants are able to sign him, they might lose the power they need to fill left field. However, they will come into the 2017 season looking stronger than they did a season ago. The Anaheim Ducks visit the San Jose Sharks at SAP Center on Saturday, the 26th, for their second encounter of the regular season. The Sharks won last time 2-1. The Golden State Warriors returned to Oracle Arena for a homestand of 5 games, hosting the Minnesota Timberwolves, Atlanta Hawks, Houston Rockets, Phoenix Suns, and the Indiana Pacers. Get your coffee ready because the 49ers will be at Miami playing against the Dolphins at 10 a.m. And later in the afternoon, the Raiders will host the Carolina Panthers this Sunday, November 27, in the Oakland Coliseum. That is all in sports world. Now back to the news.
Thanks, Natalie. Generally, when you think of Twitter, you think of social media. But people who visit headquarters in San Francisco often think food. Reporter Preference Dominic explains why food plays such a big role in the Twitter building.
What used to be just empty space is now a storefront cafe and several restaurant and retail stalls on the ground floor of Twitter headquarters.
I'm standing outside of the food market where they have many places for you to eat as well as buy groceries just in case you don't feel like sitting in.
This is the first of a series of market-branded grocery stores. The market is also very popular and attracts a great number of customers. It contains a bakery filled with goods, a buffet with all sorts of different types of foods, fresh fruits, and even many sorts of vegetables for you to choose from: greens, carrots, lettuce, tomato, you name it, they got it. What really caught my eye was seafood. They really have fresh seafood. If you want it, you can get it fresh out the water.
It's very popular right now. We have an average of about 3,000 to 5,000 people come through our store a day. So we have quite a big crowds that come through, especially during lunch and whatnot. So we happen to acquire, we're not affiliated with Twitter, but just a very good location, developing neighborhood, and yeah, just doing well with it.
I think the market is very convenient and it's a nice area. It also has a lot of different varieties of food here, so it's nice and you get a different sense of what's comfortable and what do you like. That's good.
Although Twitter may not be affiliated with the market, it's still a great way to draw attention towards the headquarters. If you're looking for the market, it's located on 1355 Market Street in San Francisco. I'm Preference Dominic with your Urban Nights update.
One of the other big attractions is the upscale food court there as well. Another thing you'll want to check out.
We all know how teenagers feel about social media, but how do they feel about social media ads? Most teens know they're going to be blasted with ads every time they open Facebook, but usually we just scroll past them. That behavior sounds like a marketer's nightmare, despite all the ads we ignore, says Time Magazine. But there's one kind in particular that teens are likely to engage with: sponsors videos from online influencers, basically celebrities paid by brands to talk about their products. The idea of paying a celebrity to promote a brand is far from new, but what is new? Today's more authentic breed of celebrity. In a world ruled by media, a new study is showing that self-promotion has the opposite effect than what you are intending. Inc.com reports a team of researchers conducted a study where they asked a group of 75 adults to create a social media profile. Half of the group was instructed to make themselves seem likable, while the other half was given no instruction at all. The study showed that those who were directed towards self-promotion received worse responses and were all around more aggravating. Researchers came to the conclusion that you will make a better impression by presenting yourself and your accomplishments modestly than by using outright bragging to promote yourself. In modern society, where personal branding can make or break your career, maintaining a social media presence is the key to success.
In Chinatown at the Chinese Culture Center, there will be a new piece of art called Sunrise, and it will be installed this Sunday at 11 a.m. Sunrise will be created by artist Mike Gaspey and will be used to increase the amount of usable public space in the neighborhood by 10%. Mike's inspiration for creating this art was the history of the site and the colors of Chinatown. Don't miss out. It will be held in Chinatown at the San Francisco Arts Commission Passport event. Gaspey will be attending and standing by his artwork. There is art all over the Bay Area. Reporter Vanessa Arzola shows us there is some art that is so much a part of the culture that you may have walked right past it or even on it.
Art is a big part of the culture around the Bay Area, and mosaic art is a powerful way of engaging the community. For mosaic artist Jane Shafgans, involving others is a goal for her when she creates her art.
The point to doing my art was always to work in community whenever possible, would be to include and to allow especially children to become acquainted with their own creativity and their own process. It's a lot of that too, the sharing of the work, the community part of the installing, very rewarding.
Edel de la Peña recognizes the effect that the artwork has on those who witness and participate in it.
Yeah, it's been an awesome experience just witnessing everybody come together and help build this mosaic. By having this here, it brings a change about in the community to something more positive, you know, just bringing a little bit new, fresh light into this community.
I'm standing by the 16th Avenue Marxist steps. This stairway is not only beautiful, but it also shows the significance that mosaic art has with the community, as members of the neighborhood put their own money towards creating the display you see behind me. The unique aspects of mosaic art are part of the reason people, including the artists, are able to appreciate it so deeply.
It enhances participating. You can climb on it. The steps, you can walk on it. It's like a part of the landscape. It is very satisfying. At the end of the day, when I finish my mosaics, even though I'm tired and sore, I'm so happy. Just looking at it, I think, yes.
There are more than 100 examples of mosaic art across the Bay Area. In San Francisco, I'm Vanessa Arcelay for Urban Nights Update.
For more information about mosaic art, sfgatezero.com has details on the exhibits around the Bay Area.
With the holidays upon us, many people start to get sentimental and warm and fuzzy. So our question of the week tackles this straight on. Vanessa Arcelay rejoins us with more.
I am here near San Francisco Union Square asking people what do they think about cuffing season. Urban Dictionary defines cuffing season as that part of the year because of the holidays and the weather where people that actually likes to be single wants to be on a relationship.
It makes sense because I feel like lone and cold sometimes. So yeah, it'd be nice to cuddle in the winters.
I don't think it should be a season, you know, where you cuddle up or where you're particularly nice to people. I think it's something we should practice all year round.
I guess that's kind of how the dating world works. It just so happens to be around a holiday. It's the same thing you would do in the summer, I would think.
I don't think that you should just want that during the holiday season or during the winter and stuff. I think it's something that you should want all year round.
Well, luckily, there's a lot of holiday activities for you seasonal daters out there. That's all we have for this edition of Academy of Art University's Urban Nights Update. I'm Noah Daniels.
And I'm Jade Evans. From everyone here, thanks for watching, and we will see you back next week.